Hello, welcome back to the channel, folks. You know what time it is. So hey, welcome guys. Glad you're here. If you're new here, do me a couple favors. Hit that subscribe button, then go next door, hit that bell and make sure it says all so you know when the next video pops up. Smash that like button, and before you head out, drop a comment down below. And if you're one of the regulars here, welcome back for another round. I ask that you hit that like button, and before you leave, drop a comment as well, and of course, share the video out on all the socials. Okay, merch store still going. Link will be in the description. Going through the holidays, grab yourself some Joker Voice merch, give to a good cause, and keep talking. Also, quick little shout out here to Brandon Looney Tunes. He is creeping up on that all coveted 1,000 subscribers. He's less than 100 away. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel down below. Give him a subscription. Let's get Brandon to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so here we are, episode 4, season 4 of Titans. Last week I addressed some concerns I had with the use of the magic, so let's see if they were able to shore this up. So let's get into it. So we open up with a young May Bennett in her standard office job, and as she's going along, she's using her powers in very minor ways. She'll make a office plant a little more lively. She'll fix the copier, and when her abusive and just an asshole boss, as she hears him insulting her in his office, her tension and stress causes him to jump out the window. Boom. So she loses her job, and at a bar after work, she's having a few drinks. She's met by someone from the organization who is set out to recruit her, and all she has to do to join the organization is say the magic words: Azarath Metrion Synthos. Okay, so what we got in this episode here, not a lot really happened. We were it's a very self-contained episode. We got a lot of backstory of how she became Mother Mayhem, how she got brought up into the cult of Trigon, and she was originally groomed to be the original mother of the Prophet. She gave birth to a son, which they said that clearly the Prophet is very clear that the Prophet had to be a girl, Raven. This arc for this is going to be, I believe, seems pretty evident that Mother Mayhem is going to reconstitute the organization, the Church of Blood, and instill her son, Sebastian, Brother Blood, as the Prophet, and then attempt to resurrect Trigon. We also got Connor getting a bit of an education from Jinx. That Superman is not a big fan of magic, which is true. He's not a fan of magic at all. It kind of has him vexed. Finding out, as Connor finds this out later, when an undead Deathstroke not only is able to pierce his skin, but gives him a infection that Mother Mayhem causes. Quick little synopsis of the episode, things I liked. The performance of Joseph De Morgan. Now, my ex-wife was a big fan of the shows, The Vampire Diaries and the spin-off, The Originals. So I saw a lot of Joseph in the roles of the arrogant and sadistic Klaus. And the performance he is giving in this series as of right now is a complete 180 to that character. So it's good to see that he's got some range. I liked Connor. The character, he's got this very pie in the sky, very idealistic view of his father, Superman. which he should. And then when it comes later in the fight scenes, his skill set is used appropriately. He uses himself at times he uses himself as a barricade, and at times as a shield, which is he absolutely would. So it was a good use. He was never standing off to the side in awe, whatever. No, he was right in there, making things, just being that first line of defense for the Titans team. Jinx. I liked Jinx in this episode. And since we're on the topic of Jinx, magic. At first, as I said, my concerns from the previous episode, it seems like magic was a get out of jail free card. We're going to get to this right now. Because at first she does a clap and she is able to freeze an entire wave of undead soldiers. And I kind of groaned. I'm like, But right after that, she states, this only holds for a few seconds. Okay, that's a good thing. When they get confronted by the undead Deathstroke, Nightwing asks her to freeze him, and she says, I have to recharge. So she appropriately takes off her shoe and puts her foot in contact with the ground. Good. And she was later, a few moments later, was able to use her magic. So this is good. These are limits. These are rules that magic has to follow for at least this character, at least this episode. Let's hope they keep that up. So you did good, guys. Okay, things I did not like. Beast Boy. In the final fight sequence, Gar is fighting hand to hand. Beast Boy. Let me say that again. Beast Boy. Now, it's probably for the budgetary reasons and the CGI. I get it, but come on. It's Beast Boy. Just saying. And I did not like the more inferences of Bernard at Star Lab and Tim Drake. This is obviously the direction they're going to go with, the newer Tim Drake storyline. Not a fan of it, but not enough to take me out of the entire episode and thus the entire series. So, boo, but meh. So, it's kind of disappointing, really. But all in all, final thoughts, out of 5 stars, it's a 3. It's a 3. Not a lot happened, but the fact that they clearly defined the rules of magic in this episode brings it up, and interesting to see what's going to happen next. We'll be at about the halfway point. I'm excited, as you can tell. But hey, these are just my thoughts. I'm going to turn it back over to you now. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And again, share the video, subscribe, ring that bell. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, you hung around this long, so I thank you for that. And I will see you Friday night for Friday night's Royal Rumble over on Legion Talk. And Monday, don't know yet. Just gonna keep you guys in suspense. But isn't that most of the fun? Anyway, folks, have a great weekend, and always have fun. Hashtag keep talking, and always keep that smile on your face. Toodles.